Good evening, everyone. We are glad to have you guys back again for another discussion with Let's Talk with Casey and Mike. We appreciate you guys coming and those who are listening every week. Before we get started in today's discussion, I wanted to say, and I have it written down here. I was thinking about all the discussions that Casey and I have been having. There are so many outlets that you guys can listen to. There are so many different podcasts and YouTube and Facebook and all those different things. Um, so there's a certain discernment and a certain wisdom that you guys want you to use because there may be some things that we're saying that you don't agree with. There may be things that are being said out there that you might not agree with. But for me, my rock, what I do, I start with the Bible and I start with praying with the decisions that I make. That does not mean that all my decisions are good. That just means that that's where I start and that's how I balance things. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I read and I say that's the right thing to do, and then I go and say, well, you know what, I can make it a little bit better, and it usually just goes down. So I wanted to tell you guys that we appreciate you, but with everything, with us, with anyone else, always use discernment and wisdom when you're listening to absolutely anything out there. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, it's so much TikTok. You just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So with anything, we ask that you guys use wisdom and discernment when you are listening. And but we appreciate you guys who are listening to us, and hopefully we say something that is touching or something that makes you change or something that is going to help you in your daily life. We're not trying to do anything that is super special. We just think we got together. We thought this was a good idea, and we thought that we could change. We thought that we could help. And if that's doing it for you guys, then we're good. What about you, Mr. Jones?
Yeah, the sentiment is the same. Just make sure that you're following your livelihood as far as what you believe, what you stand for, and just make sure that you're not being overcome and overwhelmed with all of the stuff that you're taking in, but you still have to live.
Right.
It's very dangerous to do anything and take up in all of the studies and not, live by it or abide by it. So, of course, me, myself as well, it's scripture. That's first and foremost. Take it all to God, and you live your life the best you can. And hopefully, in the end, good man will say, well done, a good and faithful servant. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
where we going tonight, cuz?
Today we're going to talk about creating boundaries and saying no.
Oh,
So
oh,
yeah, so there are some positives and some negatives. And so you hear out there a lot of people saying you have to be able to say no. It's not going to be pleasant all the time, but there are some times when you say no, when you should say yes. But you have to be careful again, being discerning and wise. So I have a list of the advantages of saying no or setting boundaries. One,
okay.
reduce resentment. It could improve relationships. It could prevent burnout. Uh, it enhanced emotional health, a greater self-esteem, increased independence, enhanced productivity and focus, and better communication, and more compassionate relationships. So I know that was a long list. Which one of those things kind of hit you, cuz? And then
Um,
the positives, the advantages.
these are the advantages. The emotional boundaries. The emotional boundaries that really sticks out to me. Saying no, I think, is really hard for most people. I
Yes.
think it's hard for most people. We're um, programmed almost to say to be kind, to be civil, to help, to assist. Um, but it can run you down. It can really run you down when you talk about um, the emotional boundaries. I think about you know avoiding situations of people that drain you, that drain you, helping someone and it being a routine. It's two different things. It's
Yeah.
just being the routine, helping someone and being used at a certain point for your own emotional well-being. And that's across the board, whatever the help is. It's important to say no sometimes. And this is the thing about saying no. I think people, when they say no, Mike, they feel like they have to give a reason.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes.
scripture says, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay.
Yes.
And that's it. Because anything else is starting to be evil because we try to come up with excuses.
Yeah.
There's no reason to make an excuse. You don't have to be rude about your no. Your no can be very respectful, very kind, but it doesn't have to be followed up with a reason. And I think we're programmed to, give somebody a reason you can't do it. Can you come over this weekend and help me with hanging some drapes? No. And watch how silent it gets.
Yeah.
Because they want to know why you can't come.
Right.
There's no reason. No. Your question was, can I? My answer is no.
Yeah.
Very loving, very kind, very respectful. But if you do it, when you're programmed to say yes, people automatically assume that you're always going to help, that you're always going to come, that you always will be there, that you will always give, that you will always bail them out. And over time, I'm 50, almost 51, and it takes time to learn this stuff. You want to be a help. You want to be a help, and it's right to help. Scripturally, it's right to help. But like I said, being emotionally burned out by continuous advantage, to being just taken advantage of. No is a powerful thing. No is a very powerful thing. You got to understand the mental clarity and the focus you get from no. I've said no before, and it's like an exhale. It's like an exhale.
Yes, it is. That it is a good thing when used properly. Because when you brought up when you don't say no. So let's say you have a friend or a family member. Hey, can I borrow $30? Yeah, I'll give you $30. Okay. And then 2 weeks later, hey, can I borrow $30? And so what happens is, and I'm not saying it's wrong to let someone hold some money, but a lot of times when you don't say no and you say yes that first time, then they put you on the board. Okay, I can always go to Casey.
I can always get from him.
Yeah. I can always get from Casey. And so it becomes this thing where automatic. I can always count on Casey to say yes. But when I call Casey, hey, cuz can I have $30? No. And you're right. They're waiting for you said no. So and so he said, well, how's your family doing?
What are you gonna ask now? Why? Yeah. Are you gonna ask me why? No.
And it depends on who you are. It depends on how they see you, because I'll be honest, a lot of times when people call me and I say no, they're gonna be like, all right, well, I appreciate it, because they think I'm crazy and they think I'm, whatever. But and I'm being honest with you, they think that, okay, he said no, I'm just gonna leave it alone, because that's the relationship I have with certain people. But then there are others who think, well, you said yes 3 times. It's because I felt like doing it 3 times, but this time I don't. And so it really depends on who you are. It depends on your reputation. Speaking about reputations, your dad, my dad, they were strong men. And if I went and asked my dad something and he said no, it's like, you have a good one, Daddy. I'm out. Yeah, and I'm out.
Done.
But if I ask my mom, and we view them differently, it's like, Mom, come on, Mom, please, can I? And you have to be careful, because we knew who our moms were, and we knew that we could manipulate them a little bit more, but our dads couldn't do it because of the reputation that they had. When they said something, they meant it. Oh, and I'm not trying to make this a man-woman thing. I'm just saying my mom, that's how my mom was. So that's how I did it.
For the most part, it's like that. Yeah. For the most part, it's like that.
Yes.
But
yes.
you said something, you never stopped asking. You just knew the no was no.
Yes.
I might go back next week,
Yes.
but no. Okay. Like you say, with mom, it's kind of like, let me see if I can ask a few more times. Let me wear her down.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, she'll get tired of me asking, and
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
she'll go ahead and give in.
Right.
But even with her saying no, you knew it wouldn't. You know,
It's not no.
it's just not right now.
It's just not right now.
It's not
But
right now.
Earl and Uncle Jay, when they said no,
No,
it was no, and we
it was no.
understood that. We
Right.
understood that, and I think we view our fathers as, you know, they're manly men, and that they
Right.
meant what they said. And so I think that the way we were raised and the way that we raise our children, things are a little bit different. They become a little bit softer, but I think that's where a lot of where our society is going now, where it's all of this up in the air, where no one really means what they say anymore, and you don't and so I love my daughters. I love all my daughters, but it's one thing that they know that I'm gonna tell them the truth. So they don't call me with certain things, and we've discussed this, and they understand, because I always tell them, never call me unless you want the truth. Never call me unless you want me to tell you what's going on.
Don't ask me unless you want to know the real.
That is exactly right. And when
Yep.
they do it, then they understand. If they call me and ask me something, I was like, oh, they must really, really want something,
Yeah.
because they know that I'm gonna give them the truth. And if it's a no, then it's a no. And I'm not.
Right.
Yet sometimes they say blah 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 blah, and that, well, no, because I told you. And I think when you're raising kids, and I know this is going off talk to the side a little bit, but when you're parents, when you're a husband and a wife, you have to be together, because kids will try and manipulate themselves out of anything. So
Always be together.
That's right. Always be together. Always be together. Because if mama say no, then it's no. And if daddy says no, then it's no. And you guys, you have to be super strong, because once children find a crack,
they'll rip it open.
They'll rip it open, and they'll manipulate it until they until they get what they want, and they start playing sides and doing whatever. That's why it's important for married couples to just be strong. And I know I went off on a tangent, but
no, stay right there, because I mean we'll talk about that. How important it is for the no to be collective.
Yes.
For the no to be collective. Children are never to blame for homes being broken up. Children are never to blame for arguments. It's the adults.
That's right.
It's the adults that aren't together as a team.
That's right.
They aren't together as a team, or even if the answer is no, sometimes one of them may give a facial expression like,
that's right.
And once a child senses, okay, mama know it wasn't real.
Yes.
I just saw her face.
That's
so
right.
I'm gonna wait the old boy leave.
That's
and
right.
I'm gonna circle back around.
That's
but
right.
If moms know, it's just as firm. If moms know and dads know are the same, there's no reaction, there's no emotion. Sometimes moms would sit over there on the side and look sad because dad said no.
That's right.
And then they'll circle back around. And y'all stop doing that. Let me say that. Parents, stop doing that. Them jokers gonna be gone most times at 18. Let me tell you something. Your parents gonna die. Your siblings gonna live their lives. Your children gonna be grown and gone, and you're gonna have to look at the person and live with the person, and hopefully love the person that you've not been a teammate with.
That's right.
That's a rough time to live the rest of your years.
That's right.
So
that's right.
It's gonna be collective. We're gonna say it together. It's gonna be no. And if it's gonna be a discussion about it, it's gonna be a discussion away from the kids.
That's
It's going to be a discussion away from the kids.
Right.
We're not going to allow them to bait us into, okay, I saw mama face, or, you know, daddy tilted his head and told me to meet him outside, and
Yeah.
daddy said no, or you can go after you do this, that, the other,
Right.
and your mom come in, you know, go ahead, I'll clean your room.
Yes.
Stop.
Yep.
Stop.
Yep.
Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Let it be definite. Also, if you're up in arms about if it should be yes or should be no, tell your child to wait so you and dad can go discuss. Or mom, if you're a single mom, think about it. Don't tell your child no off of emotion. Don't be upset with them for whatever they did 2 or 3 days ago. You know, parents are hold on to some stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on to some stuff. You know, and that don't mean to let them off. That don't mean to let them off, but let your no really mean no. And this is not just for children. This is for adults. There is a lot of stress that's involved with these fake yeses, these people pleasing yeses. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of health related problems.
Yeah.
Because you tell somebody something out of either commitment, being a good friend, being a family member, and it's.
I think you froze because you said you tell somebody something out.
Okay, how about now?
You froze again.
Am I back?
All right, now I see you.
Okay.
And you tonight.
Yeah, mine and yours are freezing. Look like.
By the way, this happens. This is technical difficulty, so it's gonna be all right. So
yeah,
it just
be okay.
Oh, now you're back. Now you're back.
Okay. All right. So what I was saying was saying no, how it relieves certain things, anxiety, better sleep, just lower risk of illness and stress. It's just important to say it sometimes. It's okay to say yes. If you say yes 5% of the time, that's fine. But you got to put a no in there.
You do.
You've got to put a no in there at some point, because whether they say it or not, always saying yes, it'll cause stress and strain in other relationships.
Yep.
Always saying yes makes you overcommit.
Yep.
Always saying yes has you realizing I don't have a whole lot of free time.
That's right.
Because I'm always saying yes.
That's
and
right.
You know, and I've learned to say yes when I can, because I want my yes to be yes and my no to be no. So when I say yes, I mean it. I don't want to say yes just out of respect or just out of, you know, I like, or, you know, nah. I say yes because I know my heart. Like, I like to help. I like to give.
You absolutely do. I am a witness to that. You and your wife are good people, and y'all help people, and you just, that's just who you are. You're just who you are.
That's what the scripture says. I mean, but it also says, it didn't say let your yes be yes always. Let your yes be yes and your no be no.
That's right.
Yea be yea, nay be nay. You know, let's say what the scripture says. But anyway, learn to say no sometimes and watch how much it helps. Watch how much it helps.
So I know we're going to go back and forth with this, but okay. So this is a weird one for me because I keep going back to how we were brought up. So I work, you know, on my job, you know, there are, and previous jobs, when you have a job,
you froze again.
And on your requirements for your job, it says, this is your job, and you do additional things. I have been I think it might be frozen. I've been a witness to them saying, "Oh, that's not part of my job." No, I'm not doing that. I grew up differently. It's like and in the position that I'm in, there are different projects that you have to do. And I'm not going to tell my director or the manager, oh, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Now, if it's illegal or if it's something that's going to hurt someone, that's different. But if they say, hey, I need you to go and do this, okay, well, that's what you're paying for. If you ask me to do this over here, well, I have to put that off. That's fine. Just go and do whatever. But the rate at which mid-20s, I'm not doing that. You're not paying me to do that. I'm like, what? Cause and it happens like all the time. I'm like, y'all crazy. They're not there long, but there is a sense of entitlement. So yes, there are times to say no, but you have to be smart.
Absolutely.
You have to be wise about the things that you say no to, because you have a job, you have certain responsibilities. And so saying yes and saying, yeah, if it's going to hurt someone, if it's wrong, okay, I understand. But when you're on a job and someone comes in and gives you a, hey, director, this is what you're going to do, and you say, no, you're not paying me for that, it blows my mind. I know that's a side bill, because that blows my mind. It is crazy.
Yeah, we got a responsibility. We have a responsibility at work to do our job, even if it's not in our job description. You know, like you said, unless it's morally or ethically wrong, then hey, this company rents me for 8, 10, or 12 hours. They're asking me to do something wrong, and I mean, I'm not going to say, oh no, I don't feel like doing that, or no, I'm sick of doing that work. You know, hey, this is what I get paid to do. This is what I get paid to do. You all pay me for a service. I render my service. At the end of the week or the bi-week or the month or the salary, whatever, it comes. We have a transaction.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, no needs to be no sometimes, but it has its limitations.
Yeah.
And I mean, you say no and always be looking for another job.
Yeah.
You know, that
don't mean what you want to do. That's what you want to do.
That doesn't mean that you're getting walked over or you just a do boy or any of this stuff. No, if they ask me to do it, I'm going, especially when they're respectful about it.
Yes.
You know,
that's right.
If you're respectful about it and you're a boss or manager or whatever you want to call it.
Yes, absolutely.
Certainly. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do it as unto the Lord.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it as unto the Lord. So
right.
I'm going to take pride in it. Going to do it. Going to do a good job at it, hopefully, and that's going to be the end result. So, you know, I think people who say no just because they want to push the issue.
Yeah.
You got to think about you got to think about the people who report to you, and for some people that may just be your kids.
Yeah, that's right.
What do they tell you? No, I ain't cleaning my room. Can you go down there and sweep the sweep the foyer? I ain't sweeping the foyer. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, there's some other things we need to talk about. Because right now you have a foyer. Yeah. You won't have one after this. But you know, we just have to learn how to prevent the things that saying yes all the time will do to us negatively.
Yep. Right. And that goes along with the boundaries. And so you have to know, as you said, when to say no, what the boundaries are, because you have to have a certain, God, your family, your job, and you have to know what the boundaries are. And then once you decide what your boundaries are, after deliberation and intelligence and wisdom and discernment, once you do that, then do it. Then do it. Because once you do that, so many things fall off of you, because you're not thinking about, oh man, should I have, maybe I did. No, it's just you do. Once you do it, then you go on, whatever. I don't care if someone say, hey, can you help me move? And you say no, and then they see you jogging at the park the same time that they're moving. I decided I was going to go jogging at the time that you said that you wanted me to help you move. So that's what I decided to do.
No guilt.
No guilt.
That's that no guilt. So when you tell somebody no, you can't do something, now you're gonna stay shut up in the house all day.
Yeah.
I don't want them to see me doing nothing else because I had to tell them no.
Yeah.
And let me get the umbrella of mercy right here. You know, that doesn't mean say no. This is not. Listen to what we're saying. Let no have some value in your life.
Yes.
Use it when it applies.
Yes.
Feel free to give an excuse, but understand the excuses sometimes saying no can be followed up with a lie when you feel bad about saying no.
Yes.
That's why it's important just to say no.
Yes.
Because once you try to give an excuse, like you said, can you help me move my washer and dryer this weekend? Now, my answer is no. But guilt is going to make me want to come up with an excuse. I don't have no excuse. So now I'm lying.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I can't because my sister and her fiance, they gonna
they got a pet alligator at the house, and so I gotta go over there and I gotta feed the alligator because
I gotta feed the alligator because you know, and then you know I gotta buy the food too.
Yeah.
And you know where they sell the food. I gotta go where.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Tarpon Springs to buy the food.
Yep. Yep.
So I mean, it is what it is. Let's just be adults about it. Be respectful about it.
Yeah. Because you might instead of lying, you say no, and they say why? Because I don't want to.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And then right, exactly. It's like, well, you want to, I don't want to do it.
People ask for money.
Yeah.
Ask for money. No, I can't help you this go round. Don't mean I don't have it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't have it at all.
Yes.
I just can't help you this go round.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's okay. Like you have bills, I have bills.
Right.
There are things, you know, and people want to come to you for the most stupid. I'm gonna say stupid. They come to you for the stupid. And when your no is followed up with, you know, they want an explanation, but you see all of the things that they've done before they ask you for help.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you just.
Were you on a cruise?
You just on a cruise. You got a Louis Vuitton purse. Oh, now you're counting my money. No.
That happens a lot. A lot of people they do what they want to do, and then when they it happens a lot.
I'm not counting your money. What I'm realizing, and I'm calling you on, don't use me for boo-boo the fool.
That's right.
No, that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Look, I can tell you how I can help you. I can help you sit down and create a budget.
Yeah.
I can help you sit down and realize what it is you should be doing with your money every month. That way you don't have to consistently ask me. I don't mind helping anybody with anything at any time. But there will be some no's, and it's okay. I'm not going to lose any sleep over. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to sleep better.
I'm like, probably going to sleep get that out of the way.
Because the worst thing you can do is say yes to somebody and resent your yes.
I've done it. I've done it before, and this is how I've done it. So I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. Here we go.
Go ahead, man.
People think that I am this incredibly social person.
They don't know you.
I am not. You understand? Right. And there have been times where I have said yes to things, and the moment I say yes, it's like, and then up until that event happens, I'm like, oh, I gotta go do this. I don't want to do this. And instead of just saying, no, not this time, I'll go and I'll suffer through it because I'm like, you know, but y'all think I'm playing. When we're having these discussions, I am learning things, and I do feel better after. Sometimes I do feel better because we've talked it out, and you know, it's like, okay. And so again, I'm not social. People ask, and most times I say yes to things that I don't want to do, and it happens. But and then I dread, and then that stress, and then I don't sleep, and then it's like, okay, I got to go do this, and then I'm planning. When I get there, I'm only going to be there for a few minutes because I'm going to have to get out of this situation somehow. Because ultimately, I didn't want to do it, but I came because I said I was going to come. But now my whole process is, how am I going to leave when I get there? And that's no way to be. That's no way to be.
Okay too. If you say yes to something, don't feel bad about cutting your yes short. Like if you've committed and you said yes, stand on your word. But if you're going to, all right, they're having a gathering. The gathering is from 4 to 8. It's 4 hours on a Saturday. I've said yes. I dread it. First of all, what I'm going to do, this is just me. This is just me. Lord, fix my mind. Fix my mind, because I don't want to go. Not that I don't like the people.
Right.
Not that I don't want to be whatever event it is.
Yep.
I'm tired. I want to relax. I want to rest. It's
Yep.
4 o'clock on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I just want to relax. So now I don't want to go. I've been known about it. I got the invitation, but this morning I just ain't feeling it. But you know what? If you decide to go, cut your stay short. Say your hellos, shake your hands, give your hugs. You know what? I came. I was a man of my word. Deuces.
Yes.
I'm out.
Yeah. So that's something I need to work on for sure. That is definitely something that is, because I just have to do it. And most times I do, but then there's this certain guilt. It's like, I would just be better just to say no and not go through this, because then Tanya and I are like, okay, well, we got to do this. And so that week leading up to it is nothing but dread. And so you can't enjoy it. And so, but when you say yes, you do it, you and then out. But you're right.
Right.
You're right. Just go in there.
And then there's a flip side of that too. I've experienced things where I didn't want to go. I was dreading going, and I was almost talking myself out of it. And then of course, Lord fix my mind. You know what? Let me be right about this at heart. Let me go in here with the right mind, right spirit. And you get there and you have a great time.
Yep, very true.
I've had that happen as well.
That's very true.
So it's a balance. It's a balance, but that's why your yeses have to be a balance, but you got to sprinkle in some no's.
Yes.
You have to sprinkle in some no's. Don't feel pressured to give an excuse. Don't feel pressured to save the day all the time. It's, let's just do what we can do. Because that helps you. And the scripture says, as much as you can, get along with all men.
That's right.
In order for us to keep getting along, sometimes it's going to have to be a no. Sometimes it's going to have to be a no. I can't be your way out all the time. So it's imperative. It's imperative. A lot of what we talked about with stress and all of those things, a lot of that comes from always saying yes.
Absolutely.
Always saying yes. So
now on to the flip side.
Yep.
When you say no, or you fear saying no because you think it's going to affect your life in some way. So I'm gonna use the same example, as in someone invites me to go somewhere and do something. If my brother invites me to something, I'm like, I don't want to go. But if my boss invites me to go play golf, and I'm like, I don't want to go, but if I don't go and I say no, then I have to think about the consequences of not going, because then I can look this way, and then they're going to be like, oh, he's not a team player. And so then people look at it as, or I might look at it as, all right, I'm just going to have to suffer through this. So I'm not going to say no, because it could affect my standing or affect the way that I am viewed at work. So I have to be a team player. So I'm going to go and do this just so I can get through it, because if I say no, there will be consequences. Though I don't want to, I'm going to suck it up and go and deal with people that,
I'll tell you this, to me, you already gave your answer. You gave your answer earlier in the conversation when you said people who really know me know that I'm not that outgoing. I'm not that good around crowds. If I get an invite from anybody for something that, I know I'm going to be on pins and needles about, that's what I'm going to let them know. Hey, I'm not that big on, going out and being social like that. I appreciate the invite. But I'm going to sit this one out. And if your boss got a problem with you not coming to play golf, then they got bigger issues. Or if they got a problem with you saying no outside of work, even if it's inside of work, if they got a problem with you saying no at 4:58 and you get off at 5, then you got a bigger problem.
Yeah.
You gotta respect the boundaries. I mean, overtime it's necessary sometimes, but also in most companies, there's a policy where you got to ask me well in advance. Don't come asking me on my way to the car.
Yeah, I have been in situations where I went home from a Friday afternoon to call, hey, we got a client. We need to play golf tomorrow morning. And I'm like, oh. Yeah. And you know what? So I like golf. It's horrible when you're playing golf with people that you don't want to be around, and then you have to be with them for 4 to 5 hours. Cause
that's gonna take prayer, cause that's gonna take everybody. That's gonna take prayer, because I am not spending time around people I dislike. There ain't a whole lot of people I dislike. There really isn't. That I get along with most people, but I refuse to spend extended amount of time outside of time I'm being paid for, and I can't even say that there's people that I'm being paid at work that I don't like. It's just that I'm not going to be around anybody for an extended time, especially it's my time. Nah.
I've done it, and it is stressful and exhausting. I've done it based on it's bad. And those situations they're bad.
So
yes.
So what do you do in that situation? That now that I know that, what do you? What's your?
Okay, so you want to know what I do?
You probably be rude.
No. I'm not rude. So I'm getting ready to tell a story. It was years back. It's not at the job I'm at now. So when I've been asked to go play golf with those that I don't like and I don't whatever, I make it a point to beat them because how can I say this? How can I say this story? I am going to be careful here because it's imperative that I'm careful. If I hear the term, oh, it's just because you're naturally athletic. Golf is not one of those things.
Golf is not an athletic sport.
No, golf is not running or jumping. Or what? Yeah. It's none of that. Golf takes patience and skill and whatever. And so your excuse is the only reason that you're whatever is because you're athletic and you're just naturally whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking like, you just can't accept this. So this is Lord forgive me, y'all, this is wrong. So if I know ahead of time I have to do this, I hit the golf range and I go and I practice and I understand this is wrong, everybody. I do. I promise you, I know it's wrong. Because if I have to do it and I have to hear the things that I have to hear when I go play golf, you better believe when I go out there, I'm gonna do my best to put it on you. Because having to hear that, oh, it's just because you're athletic, it drives me crazy. And so that, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
So it happens. Wrong thing.
You're talking. It happens. It happens. Those type of things. I don't know if I have. God ain't got me quite, where I would turn that into competition yet. I definitely would try to beat the brakes off you. You're not gonna want to play me again. That I tell you that. You're not gonna ask, especially your wife and kids out here. No, you ain't gonna never ask me again. Nah. But those are life lessons that we have to deal with. Those are things that we have to digest and realize it's important for me, like that situation. It's important for you to probably say no in a situation where it's gonna teeter towards, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now I'm angry. Yeah. Now I feel disrespected. Yeah. Now it's like now I got all kind of things,
Yes.
Nah, I ain't dealing with it, man. And in order to get along with all men, sometimes you just don't. I won't play golf today. I won't play golf.
Yo, I understand. I do know it's wrong. I understand, and there are things that I'm a work in progress. Absolutely a work in progress.
We all
are a work in progress. But I'm sorry, cuz there are so many things that I didn't get to today, but I know we're gonna have to. But we can talk again. We'll bring some things up. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say, cuz.
Oh, I was just gonna continue on with why it's important to make the decision. First of all, practice saying no. It's hard when somebody asks you something and it just comes out of the blue. You've been asked stuff that come out of the blue. Now, some people, when the phone rings, what number pops up, they're going to need something.
That's right.
Right. You can decide whether you answer the phone or not. But, those times when you're not expecting it, or it's like, hey, can you run me the...
When it pop up on the phone, you are right. You're right. You're right, because people fall into patterns because they're like, oh, they said yes before. So, and it's like 3 months go by or 2 months or whatever. You see that phone number again. I'm not calling to check and see how you doing. Nobody, they might do that small talk. How you doing?
Hey, and we just being real about it. We are not being rude. We're being real, because these are things that actually happen. And if you say it hasn't happened to you, then you are lying. You are lying to yourself. You are never, ever, ever. You cannot say that you've never been in a situation that you said yes and you regretted it, or that you said no and followed it up with an excuse or a lie. We're all guilty of it.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're talking, so that we can get ahead of it and practice saying no. Look in the mirror and say, no, not today.
Absolutely.
Throw them off. Throw them off with a no, not today.
Make them think. That's right. And that was sweet. That was nice how you said it. No, not today.
There you go. Just it's like, if you have other questions, leave them with the bag. Like, all right, throw another one at me. I can say no 100 different ways. I can say no just as easy as I can say yes. I had to learn to say no.
Yeah, it takes practice.
No. It's not easy. It's not easy, because when you got a heart that likes to help, it's not easy. But when saying yes all the ways start, and it starts to affect you in negative ways, it's time to learn. All right, no is necessary right now. Yeah. No is necessary. So, especially when I done had to tell a loved one no, for the same reason you call it. Well, not to say a loved one, because I believe I love most people. I don't know. That might be another show. I think
no, it's different.
I think so.
Cause I love a lot of relatives. I don't like a lot of people. I like people. There are some people that I don't like, but we'll talk about that later. Love people, I do.
That's another show. We'll have to bullet point it and come back to it. But let's wrap up, man. It's been another week of Let's Talk with Casey and Mike. Listen, learn to say no. It has health benefits, it has emotional benefits, and it's just healthy to do it sometimes. Learn to
Every now
do
and
it.
again. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody will be okay, including you.
That's right. We love
Next
you
week.
guys. And please say no when it is necessary. This has been a conversation that I know that is going to help. Some people are going to say, yeah, they probably shouldn't have said that. But that's what we do when we talk. That's what we do. If you guys have any topics you all want us to discuss, please go to Let's Talk KCMike@gmail.com and leave us any suggestions. We appreciate the feedback we've been getting, and we hope that it is helping someone. We love you guys. And Mr. Jones, you have anything else to say before we go?
Same as you, man. I have the same sentiment. You can also view us on Let's Talk with Casey and Mike. We have a YouTube channel. So, and our Instagram is Let's Talk CM. So come see us. God bless. Y'all be safe.
Love you guys.